Hey guys, Clinton here from EmpowerFit. Now, something that we believe very, very firmly in how we program, whether you've got a gym program or whether you're doing CrossFit or personal training, we believe you should be using your body through all different planes of movement. Now, most gym programs, and it's fair to say probably over 90% of gym programs, focus on what we call sagittal plane movement. So that's movement where basically imagine there's a brick wall running either side of my body and I'm trying to move within that brick wall. Then we also have what's called the frontal plane. And the frontal plane, there's a brick wall in front here and a brick wall behind, and we try and keep within that brick wall as well. So that's your frontal plane. Now, over 90% we think, we typically see programs focusing on sagittal. Some, a lot less than 10%, even less than 5%, we'd be lucky to see in the way of frontal plane, but even less we're seeing in what we call the transverse plane. So think of transverse as more rotational movement. So it's not forward-back movement, it's not side-to-side movement, it's rotation. So what I'm going to give you is a very, very simple exercise that we like to include in the way of regular programming that focuses on that transverse plane that we're not seeing a lot of. And we use the functional trainer here. And so first thing you want to do is have the functional trainer set up so that it's around about, just somewhere around torso height, in a half kneeling position. Right, so I'll just change the angle here so we can see what I'm talking about. All right, so there we go. Cool. All right, apologies about the blurry light in the background. So we get on a half kneel. So what I mean by half kneel, one leg down, one leg foot forward. So I want that front shin vertical, the back thigh here, that needs to be vertical as well. So I'm going to maintain a nice upright position throughout the torso. And as I was saying earlier, you want to have this somewhere set up around torso height. And then with both hands, take the slack out of the unit, out of the machine, keep yourself nice and tall, and work on rotating from one side to the other. Now, a little tip on this one, what I like to try and explain is imagine that there's a glass of water sitting on the knee here, and your objective as you're rotating through here is to keep that glass nice and full. Watch your hands. Follow your hands with the movement. We need to ensure that we're getting that full range of motion right up into the thoracic. But listen, it's something that's very easily tacked on to the end of the program, but we see very, very, very little transverse movement. And our body is designed for transverse, just like it is sagittal, just like it is frontal. So make sure you're working through all planes within your program. And if you have any questions, feel free to catch up to myself or one of the coaches, and we'll make sure that we'll get that rotation-based movement into the program.